There's one more speaker for tonight, and he was up here a couple months ago when we were talking about suffering. His name is Ryan Atkins, and Ryan, several years ago, was injured and actually paralyzed from the neck down from a car accident. And gosh, you want to talk about somebody who has perspective on life, God, just a guy that I really respect. It's him. In fact, he has a blog, flatonmyback.com, where he blogs about his journey toward recovery and just the incredible things that God's doing in his life. And so, it was the week after the Protector week. Actually, we were talking and dialoguing about this, and Ryan had a conversation with Brian and kind of let me in on that conversation as well. And his question was about, what does it look like to protect when you're in a chair, and just the journey that he's been on around that I thought would be really awesome for all of us to hear. So this is my friend Ryan Atkins. Let's welcome him, everybody.
Nice. Well, thanks, Chuck. It's great to be back. It's really been an awesome opportunity just to reflect on manhood and the new man. And one thing, as I was just kind of brainstorming the past few days, as Chuck mentioned, I was seeing the different videos on the site, and I noticed a trend, and it evoked a pretty in-depth question for me as a man. And I think we need to take a look at this slide. I began to wonder, how am I supposed to be a man without plaid in my closet? And Chuck, I don't know if that's part of the dress code here, but I'm surprised you let me on stage with a different kind of shirt. But in all seriousness, it's really just been neat to see the things that God's been doing in my life, and how He's continuing to shape me as a man. And as the other guys have mentioned, it's for me, one thing in particular, the idea of being a protector. In terms of wrestling with different ideas of being a man, I kind of wonder, okay, how and as lacking when the confidence lacks from paralysis and in my ability to protect, how am I supposed to, whether it be to run, to jump, to fight someone off, to be the hero or anything like that? How am I supposed to live up to that expectation or everything like that? And just to add to it, I opened up my email this morning, and thanks to Crossroads, the Daily, I see the new man is a physical protector. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. They want me to talk on this tonight? And so I really began to wrestle. Okay, what does it look like? I may go out in public with my girlfriend or sister and think about, okay, if there's some threat to them, what am I supposed to do? If I'm faced with the reality, when I'm out, it's okay, the person I'm with, they're going to be the one that has to look out for me. And I think, how does that sound? I'm a 25-year-old male, and my little sister's my bodyguard. That sure sounds manly. So, I think I realized I was believing the illusion that my ability to be a man was tied to my physical capabilities. And, I looked to the example of Jesus, and, he wasn't the guy that was beating up guys in alleys. And to be honest, over the past few years, it's not as if I've had to have someone cover me or, fight people off. I've been okay. And, and I think about before I got hurt, I really didn't have to, a situation had not come up in my life where I really had to be a physical presence in order for my well-being or those around me. And so when I see the example of Jesus, the ultimate God-man, he wasn't some sissy just sitting around the fields petting sheep all day. And he was a man who stood up for the truth that he was brought here for and ultimately murdered for. And, his manliness was also in the way that he protected specifically women. And, he perfected that in the way he demonstrated it with his friends like Mary and Martha and the prostitutes he befriended. And, they knew, they didn't see him as this guy that was going to fight people off, but the ultimate man who could be counted on to listen, to comfort, to be a safe place where these women knew they could trust. And this wasn't a man who had his own agenda to meet his own physical desires. And, looking at the examples of Jesus and realizing that my physical capabilities are not tied to my ability to be a man is really just like boosted my confidence as a man. And, I may not be able to hold the door open right now, but, I can listen. I may not be able to bench 300 pounds anymore. Well, I never could do that. But I can be intentional about being an encourager to someone. I may not be able to punch someone in the jugular, but I can be a safe place for someone, specifically women, can share, can feel, can trust, can feel comfortable that it's that I am a man who has their interest at heart. And you see in the example of Jesus, it continues to just spur me on to want to be a better man. And each of us as men, we may fail to live up to certain aspects of manhood, but when I see the example of Jesus, I know that regardless of my physical circumstances right now, I can continue to be the best man that I can be. Thanks.